Yes, I did get a new haircut. Thank you for noticing. It was well overdue, I think. It does make my forehead look really big though. I mean, at least it's a forehead. I mean, at the moment. You can kind of see where I'm receding, so that's wonderful. Something dawned on me, I think it's probably earlier this week or last week, maybe even a few weeks back, I can't fully remember. But the one thing that I didn't really anticipate about, redundancy and not having a job and all that was how lonely it can feel. Don't get me wrong, it's not all like doom and gloom and things like that, but there's been like cases or times where I've either been at the gym or I'm gone for a walk or something like that. And I don't know, sometimes it feels quite weird, the fact I'm not really speaking to many different people anymore. Whereas when I was at work, I was speaking to, you know, a handful of people daily, and for that to not be happening anymore, it kind of hit quite hard. And I didn't even really notice until a couple of weeks back. I was at the gym, doing my workout as I usually do. And I noticed, I think there's another personal trainer, training a client, and, a couple of people that are obviously there in like their small group of people. It might just be two of them, three of them, whatever it may be. And during my rest period, I was looking at these people, not like creepily, like, not like that, but yeah, I was just there, and I was like, I didn't realize how lonely I felt. And I don't know, it took quite a while for me to kind of like snap out of it, thinking, you're not lonely, it's just you're not really talking to many people. Well, that's probably loneliness, isn't it? And that's one thing about the redundancy or not having a job that I didn't really necessarily take into account. I didn't really think about it, because I mean, most people are in they're doing their own thing. They've usually got headphones in or something like that. And I think it was the day that I went, and I forgot to charge my headphones the night before. So I got there, went to put my headphones in, and nothing. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, not a big problem. I've been to the gym before, not listened to music, but I just think, when you haven't got, music playing in your ears, you notice everything a bit more around you. Because mostly when I'm, doing my own thing, I've just, I'm focused on the music, I'm doing a little bop. But yeah, it was just that day, it just felt really odd. When my partner comes home, obviously we speak to each other, as we're cooking, we're talking, we'll sit down, maybe watch a bit of TV, and then we'll have a chat, and sometimes we're on our PCs and, playing games, and we'll have a talk because my partner's desk is literally just there. It's like when I get home after my morning workout, I know it sounds weird because I can hear cars driving past, and sometimes I can hear like the occasional dog barking, or some people like jogging, or, some people talking on the road and they're talking, whatever it may be. It feels like I'm like the only person in the world, as stupid as that is. But it's probably the feeling, if you've ever like woken up in the middle of the night, you've gone to the toilet, or you've needed a drink, or whatever the case may be, and you get back into bed and you can't sleep, and you just feel like you are the only person in existence, and you just kind of get that slap in the face of, I feel really lonely, but I know I'm not. But you can't help in the moment but feel like you are genuinely, as I've said before, the only person in the world. It's a really like surreal feeling, and it's been hitting me these past couple of weeks, and I'm dealing with it well, but when you kind of get that initial bam of that feeling, it feels a bit overwhelming, actually. For myself, how I combat that is, if I'm sitting at home and I'm on my computer playing a game, or I'm working on my own projects, or whatever the case may be, I'll usually have, like a YouTube video on in the background, or sometimes I'll have music playing, or even a live stream, because, it feels like company. It feels like the company. And like sitting here now, recording this, well, before recording this, I sat here basically no music, no nothing, just sat here eating some toast, and there was no noise outside. I was like, wow, this feels weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, the people that I used to work with, I still talk to like every now and again, like online and things. But obviously when you're at work, because you're in the place together, it's more of like I'm trying to think how to explain it, but it's more like the situation, because you work at the same place and you cross paths every now and again, you are likely to go, oh, let's go to the kitchen for 5 minutes, make a cup of tea or grab a drink, and, you sit there, you stand in the kitchen for a couple of minutes talking. Or when you're sitting at your desk or at work, or, whatever job that you do, you may have an employee that reach over and say, oh, I don't quite understand something, would you mind helping me? Or sometimes, conversations just happen out of nowhere. When you're on your own, they don't. I mean, I do talk to myself. I'm not sure if that counts, or I might just be a loon. But that feeling of loneliness just yeah, I don't know. It's not like getting me down or anything like that. It just feels, it feels weird. When I get another job, is, you know, that interaction gonna feel like genuine? I don't know. I don't even really know how to explain it. It's just something that, you know, I've been thinking of these past couple of weeks, and, you know, to sit down and think about it, yeah, just it's like it's weird. It sucks. It's rubbish. For myself, that's why I do like going out for walks, because most of the time, if I'm not at the gym, I'm going out for a nice walk, and, you know, there's a park not too far from where I live, and sometimes there'll be dog walkers there in the morning. You know, you'd say like a quick good morning, or, you know, or mostly just good morning. And sometimes the dog will come up to you, you know, for a little fuss. You give them like a little stroke. You say good morning to the person. You kind of carry on about your day. So that feels like it breaks it up. And then sometimes at the gym, you know, there's people that I know there that I've known for quite a few years. You know, they'll come over. I'll go over to them. We'll have like a little chat. But obviously that doesn't happen all the time. Trying to get back into the job market at the moment it's still quite difficult. You know, there's so many vacancies open, but it's just either you get ghosted or anything like that. It's just the job market is just, it feels rubbish at the moment. It feels so rubbish. So, you know, the likelihood of getting back into employment soon, I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyway, that's all my ramblings for this week. Bit of a shorter video, just something that I feel like I'd address, because, you know, other people that have been losing their jobs and, you know, still looking, they may feel the same, you know, sat at home all day applying for jobs, you know, may have that same feelingness of, you know, feeling quite lonely and just a bit. That's the thing that I miss most of anything, is that human interaction on the daily. Anyway, bit of a short video this week. Yeah, not much else to say on that matter really, just something that I thought I'd get off my chest. If you like the video, please give it a good thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel to keep updated with my progress really, if you'd like to. I would love you to. I'd love to have you on the journey. But that's it for this week. Hope everyone has a good week, and I'll see you later.